And I always forget, before we get started, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends. It'll help us build the channel, and we really appreciate it. As far as the tiny house goes, this is what I do when I don't have a pocket for my for my phone. Whoops, there goes my battery for the camera. Awesome. Well done. Had my battery tucked in there too. Yeah, it's down on the ground here now. I flipped it out. So what Chris did, I just want to see if I can show. I mean, we were laughing about him not doing what some channels do and show every single screw being screwed in. So he's got this wood on here. It's sitting on that steel lip, and then that's to make this more sturdy and secure. The reason he's got this piece of plywood on here is because after the foam insulation is done, that plywood will come up to here and butt against this. So this way, when he's putting the plywood in, he can just put a full sheet straight along the wall there and not have to cut into it. So the sheet of plywood, so that's why he put this piece in here. To cover. The door sill sits on there. Yeah, the door sill is going to sit on here, and it was going to stick out a bit. So you can also see where he's beefed this up, and at the top, what he did was he cut this opening. He had the opening cut, and he cut it a little bit wider. I think I mentioned that in a previous video, so that it landed at the same spot on the both sides of the door entry. And then this will probably get capped with aluminum. And then on the inside, you can see what it looks like. That's the steel, and those were the self-tapping screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them, that he put in there to strengthen this. And of course that goes right down to the floor. So, let me get inside here with my other legs. Okay, so this is where Chris was doing the vent for the stove. The 24-inch propane range. The vent is going to be going up through here. That's the plug-in for it. So that goes up through the ceiling or the roof, and then he has that boot on the top that has the rubber on top of it. And of course that piece of wood is just backer to keep it from moving around, in case you're wondering. Did you have anything to add to that, sir?
No. This is the center of the range hood right along here. That's the cabinet, the bottom of the cabinet. So the range hood will go in here. So this has to be exactly the proper distance out from the wall. Plus, so from here, 3/4 of an inch out, and then the range hood. So the center has to be right here to line up with the range hood. And that'll be all spray foam around there. And then it'll just be inside the cabinet, and then we'll just...
That's the main thing, is that this has to be done. And of course the wood stove is going over there where that cot is. So we're gonna double check our numbers again. And Chris has to get this opening cut out where the marker is. And before the guys come to do the insulation. But I think we're gonna schedule them, and he'll just have to get this stuff done before next week.
And the dryer vents down there.
Yeah.
But to the end, because the other containers there.
Yeah. The washer and dryer are gonna stack in the next to the pipes down there in the corner, and that's for the dryer vent to go out. And yeah.
So then it'll come out the back of the dryer out there.
Yeah. And that's good too, because the air doesn't have to travel very far, so you don't have to worry as much about it getting puked up with lint and everything. So
this wire will be in the wall between the utility room and the kitchen for the switch.
We have to wait till the spray foam is done to get these partition walls done. Like right where Chris is standing, the partition walls to the utility room, and then down there the partition walls on that side of the wood stove for the bathroom. So not really much to do as far as partition walls, but they can't be done till the insulation is done. So he has to get the stove pipe done and the 2 fresh air vents and this cutout. And he's going to do drill a hole in each corner and poke it through to the other side so that he has markers for cutting the other panel out of the other side. And like I said before, this panel, the one into the other sea container, and the one cut out from this doorway are all going to be used for a covered area where the entry door is going to be. So it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot of work done, a lot of really important work. And again, this is the plumbing for the sink and all the plumbing down there for the bathroom. So. And then some crazy people still have to get in the back of the other sea can to get that bathtub out. That's gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna get Chris to show another little bit of video up on the roof because I don't think he had the camera close enough to the vent on the top to show how the boot molded to the roof. That's why he got the one that he did. And if people didn't see the other video where I mentioned this, these studs here, you know, we always keep scraps for this sort of thing. This is because the partition wall is going right there. So the stud will go up there, and then you have to have something to put your floor plate on. So that's what these are for, to spray your floor plate to. And again, all that has to be done, the partition walls, after the insulation. And then you can see he's done the same thing up in the ceiling. That's because that's where the partition wall is going to land. So again, that's why we never throw away small pieces of wood like this, because you always need them for stuff like that, lacquer. I mentioned before in another video, when I mentioned the floor pieces, you can see where he's got backer in the corner. I'll just get a little closer so I can show you that. So just in case you missed it, this is actually cut at an angle. I don't know, I don't think that's 45, it's probably closer to the 22.5, I don't know. I don't think he really measured it. But this, he had this wood in here so it was square, and realized it might be hard for the guys to get in there, and we want the spray foam to go right back into the corner there. And then, so the stud was here and back in there. So this he added on because when you're putting your tongue and groove on, or drywall, really, whatever you're putting on your wall, you need something to screw it to go this way, and then you need something to screw it to go that way. So you need something facing both directions. So it would just, you'd start your boards there and then just nail them, you know, to the studs as you go along. So again, just doesn't matter what it is, rough material, and he's got some on the other side there too. Right here, because the tongue and groove will have to nail onto something and then come along to the other studs. So, and then again there, you can start it there to go this way. So there's that vent for the dryer up close. And he's gonna have to put a vent down here because the hot water heater, the instant hot water heater is going here, and there's gonna be a vent, it'll vent out down here. So, and then I think I mentioned in a past video too that he didn't put the electrical panel in the wall like they often are. It's a utility room, so it doesn't matter. That way we're getting full insulation in here. And again, he spaced everything, it's hard to tell looking at it, but he spaced everything so that the 2x4s, none of the studs are touching the walls. Of course, with it being corrugated, some of them are out more and some of them are close, not as much space, but the spray foam will go behind every single stud. You can see how much space there is with that one and not as much space with this one because of the corrugation. But you can see, looking down the line there, that the spray foam will go behind every single stud. And that's the idea. So up in the corners everywhere. And especially you cut this one at an angle too, so that the spray foam will go way back into the corner there.
So this is a close-up of the range hood vent. There's a special boot that contours to the shape of the top of the sea can, and basically put a big bead of silicone around, squash that in, and then screw it. I used rubber washer screws, and then I put a little bead of silicone here, and that'll do the trick. I had another type on my sea container for the wood stove, and I had problems with it trying to seal it properly, so I switched over to another type that it was a red color boot, and it's working perfectly. So I got one for the wood stove pipe coming through down there, so I'm going to use that over there, and then we won't have any problems with leakage.
Bitty bye time for us old people. So thanks for joining us again. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends, and we'll see you next time.